Coming to you from the floor of the CME Group, I'm Eric Wolfman Wilkinson. Welcome to Tuesday, Valentine's Day. But the markets didn't get a whole lot of Valentine's Day love this morning. One thing that shot the stock market up earlier in the morning, Greece has pushed through some legislation that will allow them to get their second tranche of money from the Troika. Basically allowing or following what the Troika has said for them to do. They pushed that legislation through. That sent stock market up. We were trading, the Dow was up around 50, 60 points earlier in the morning. But then we got the new economic data out of the United States. Wasn't so great. We had retail sales came in a little bit worse than expected, and then import-export prices started to rise. That's not a great scenario for the inflation hawks, and it's not a good scenario for the stagflationary people, showing that there's a cutback in the consumer spending, increased prices. None of that's really good. We're seeing oil press up against that number I talked about last week, 101.84. That was the high this morning. We've kind of traded off from that since then. But those macro supports are still, supports and resistance are still going to come into play. You saw it in the S&Ps. The S&Ps traded down, kind of hovered around that 1344 area I've been talking about forever, slipped below it a little bit. Bonds on that have taken the opportunity. They've been holding strong, like I've talked about during this equity rally. The bonds have been holding tight. So what happens when those equities finally start to break? It's like letting a racehorse out of the gates. They're off to the races. That's what happened in the bonds. They shot up right to that resistance level of 143.08 I've been talking about. Kind of fell off of that a little bit. We're going to keep testing those levels for the rest of the day. It's whether or not we can get through them. S&Ps settle below this 1344. It means the bears are in control. It's a big pivot area. You can get above and settle there. That means the bulls are still in control, and we could still possibly see that 1364 that I've been talking about. Otherwise, S&Ps are going to fall off a little bit. But like I said, it could be a little bit short today. I'm going to give you a couple numbers to look at. Some of them are still in effect from the last time we talked bonds. It's going to be a support of 142.19 on the downside, 143.08. And if we can get through this 143.08 area, the next resistance is going to be 144.24. So that's on the up end. It looks like that's the trend right now. I don't see anything changing for unless we come up with some great news out of Greece that's going to save the world, but I don't see that happening. All right, take that. All right, crude oil. Crude oil spiked up to that 101.84 like I talked about a minute ago. That's a major resistance area. If we can get through that, 102.41 is the next level. It's about $1 higher, right? So, you know, look for these support resistance levels as this dollar keeps gaining, actually was gaining strength off the Greece news and stuff like that. It's kind of since switched around. So dollar's starting to gain ground. We're actually seeing the corn market kind of rebound off the lows. It was down almost a dime this morning. We're almost unchanged, about 2 pennies off of it. That looks like we're kind of rallying up right at that 635 area I've been talking about. 636 is where we're at right now. We just kind of popped through that basic pivot area in the corn. All right, take that. That's about all I got for you today, but check this video out. Check out the numbers. They're really starting to come into play right now. Check it out. You watch the end of the video, you get these numbers every day, all right? Can't take that, take it easy.